If you'd asked me 6 weeks ago if I was going to stick with the MAF, I would have said no, probably not. I'm just going to go back. Alrighty then. Okay, so first week of speed, thumbs up. Bit of a shock to the body. In a little while I'll show you just how the 2 speed sessions went. Saturday was a progressive run. Today 4x2 kilometer reps with a 1k jog recovery. Let's just say it was a bit of a shock to the system after running at the MAF levels for a little bit over 6 months. To throw in those higher intensity workouts has mixed things up a fair bit. For regular watchers of the channel, you know that I have been using the MAF for quite a while. For me, I felt like I'd reached a plateau over the last month to 6 weeks. Prior to this last week, I'd been mixing things around with the MAF and running some intervals at MAF heart rate levels. See if I could just get the legs moving a little bit quicker while that heart rate stayed at my MAF levels. But after doing some research, looking a little bit deeper into the Maffetone method, I've now embarked on this month of speed sets. So now guys, I forgot to mention a couple of things. Firstly, this 4-week block of speed sessions done twice a week, not done running at the Maffetone heart rate level. These workouts are designed to push you, make you work hard, so with the ultimate goal of being able to run at a faster pace at your normal Maffetone heart rate level. So mine's 132, and I'll put in the descriptions down below how that's worked out. I'm loosely following a model from Mark Allen, a former great American triathlete who was a great proponent of the Maffetone method back in the late 80s and 90s when he dominated endurance type triathlons, and he would do these 4-week speed blocks every so often to increase his speed. I'm devising my own speed sessions. Now, just another thing as well, I'm certainly not recommending that you jump straight into doing these speed sessions. You really want to make sure that you have a solid base of running at your Maffetone heart rate level. Now, that could be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever. The last thing you want to do is jump into these speed sessions too quickly and end up with an injury. You want to make sure that you're giving your body plenty of time to adapt to building a strong aerobic base, which just gives you that fitness, allows the body to get a little bit stronger to be able to manage these higher intensity workouts. And they will be a test to the body after running at the Maffetone heart rate level for so long. Just a word of warning, when you do get into these speed sessions, slowly, and what I mean by that is don't do huge chunks, long sessions. Just keep the sessions reasonably short to begin with. The idea for me, 4 weeks of this, back to the Maffetone heart rate levels for a few more months, and then maybe another speed block later on. But just playing it by ear now. This is an experimental month for me, so we'll see what happens. Just a bit after 5 o'clock on Saturday morning. I'm going to do a 4-3-2-1 progression run. Start at 4 minutes 30 a kilometre for the first 4 kilometres and finishing at about a 4-minute pace per kilometre for the last kilometre. Warm up done. Let's go. 4k, 4:30s. 4 done. Now into the 3, 4:20s. 4:10s. Next 2k. Come on. Come on, I'm okay. 4 minutes, come on. Oh, yeah. I couldn't do it. 4:05. Just couldn't get into the 4 minutes at all. Even with a slight downhill, really struggling. Oh, it's tough, and you're not used to it. Pretty much lost form on that last K. That's just a lack of anaerobic fitness. Even though I didn't hit that last K at 4 minutes, 4:05, got to be happy with that. Whew. Cool down done. A little bit over 16.5 Ks. So the first 6 or 7 K of that progressive run, struggled to get the pacing right. It was pretty erratic. Couldn't see the watch clearly enough. It was still a little bit dark, and my eyesight up close isn't the best. It wasn't until I got to about that 6 or 7 K that I could sort of see where the pace was going. A few of those early Ks, especially in the first 4 kilometres, a little bit too quick. Might have been part of the reason why I just faded a little bit in that last K. What else can I tell you? Oh, I ran in the Clifton Hoka 5s, so a heavy shoe. Maybe with a little bit better pacing in those early kilometres, might have been able to finish off a little bit stronger. So I'm out a little bit later than I had planned. Not really sure how much filming I'll get done, but I'll try and get a little bit in these first couple of reps before it gets a bit dark. Just do a bit of stretching and some strides, and then we're into it. First one done, just under 8. Number 2. Here we go. So that was about 8:03. I have to change the course though because it's getting a bit dark. I might just have to do some loops. Certainly working a little bit though. Might be feeling the effects of Sunday's long run. Number 3. Here we go. Whew. Whew. Wow. About another 8:03 for a 3rd rep. Had to change the course. Get a bit more light. Whew. One more. Light's just about gone. Here we go. Number 4. 4 done. Wow. 8 minutes that one. Whew. I was working pretty hard though. Finished this jog recovery. Couple of K home. Pretty good session. I'm really happy with that. It's too dark now, so you're not going to see me. I'll just talk for a little bit and I'll throw a little bit of B-roll running over the top of this. I gave you all the splits. I can't believe that I was able to maintain pretty much a consistent pace for the whole 4 especially after that first one where I thought I might have gone a bit hard, but it all worked out pretty good. What I'll do is in the description down below, I'll put my splits and I'll also put what my average heart rate was, so you can get a bit of an idea of how much harder I'm working in these speed sets above my MAF heart rate level. But I can just feel it in myself. I'm really working quite hard. Speed's never been one of my strong suits. Any sort of speed that I've had in the past, I've had to work really hard for. That's why these sort of sessions are really good, because it's really pushing me out of my comfort zone. Home for some dinner now. I'm bloody hungry. 1 week down. It's probably too early to suggest that the pace has improved. Yeah, I'm seeing little bits of positivity from the 2 speed sets that I've done. Not really going to be able to say one way or the other until I do the next MAF test in 3 weeks. But the biggest thing to overcome now is the fact that with that quicker pace for the MAF runs at the same heart rate level, is it's just a bit of a mental game now, because I've got so used to running at that 5 to 5:15 minute per kilometre pace, which was my sort of sweet zone MAF level. And now I've moved into the 4:45s to 5 minute per kilometre range. It's just thinking here to say, okay, well, I'm running faster, but the heart rate's staying the same. So am I running too hard? Should I be backing it off? That's not what the MAF's about. So you're supposed to run to your MAF level, and that's just what I've got used to now. But I haven't noticed that change in pace. I still feel like I'm running at the same pace, yet the data is showing that I'm actually running quicker. And this, I guess, is the beauty of the MAF, that you actually do get stronger over time running at that MAF level. And that's what I am finding now. So what I am hoping that this month of the higher intensity workouts will actually see that pace at my MAF heart rate level increase even further. So if you've been watching the MAF tests that I've done each month over the past 6 months, you'll see that the times have come down and down and down to I think the first one I started was like 5:50 a kilometre on average, to the one I did last week was 4:28. It's a huge improvement, but I think it's also a little bit tainted because the MAF test that I do is only over 8 kilometres. So running at 8 kilometres at your MAF heart rate level is a lot different to running 18 kilometres plus at your MAF heart rate level, if you get where I'm going. Because with the test, you're running for about 35, 36 minutes. Whereas a normal run, you could go out and run for 80 minutes to 100 minutes, or even for a longer run, a couple of hours or more. The shorter distances that you run at a MAF level, your pace is going to be quicker compared to a longer distance that you run, your pace is going to be slower. But what I have found is that the longer runs that I'm doing, the pace is coming down because I guess the body's getting used to running at that heart rate level. If you'd asked me 6 weeks ago if I was going to stick with the MAF, I would have said no, probably not. I'm just going to go back to what I used to do a few years ago and just run normally. But now I'm seeing a whole new side to the MAF, and I think with the speed that I'm doing now over the next month, I'm thinking that I'm probably going to see a reasonable improvement in the MAF test that I do in May. Keep chugging away with what I'm doing. Just keep going with the 2 speed sets over the next 3 weeks before the next MAF test. And the rest of the running during the week is just normal running at that MAF level. Now, I'll put my weekly training log in the description so you can see sort of what I'm doing and what average pace and what heart rate average as well. So that's about it for this week, guys. So stay safe, run safe, and I'll catch you in next week's vlog. Hooroo.